You're watching In the Office. My name is Bray. Let's do some quote learning. Today for episode number 35, I want to quickly cover this idea of critiquing the experts. When I was in grade school, they told us that you need to critique the experts. Then when I got to college, they said critique the experts. Each time I felt highly uncomfortable doing so because I thought that the experts knew more than I did. In truth, maybe they did. But what they were teaching me was to think critically and to be willing to push back against all people from all areas of life. Just because somebody has the title expert doesn't mean that they know everything about everything. Let me tell you about the biggest expert that we have in our country for health. That's Dr. Anthony Fauci. And Dr. Anthony Fauci has spoken from both sides of almost every single issue, and it's pretty clear that he lied to Congress while he was being questioned by them, and yet that is what some highest paid official in the federal government, and that's what some people would consider an expert. And he's no doubt an expert in his field, but is he completely a credible expert in his field? My thoughts are he has other motivations, and those are starting to become more obvious as the days draw out. You and I need to be willing to look at the experts and be willing to push back when we see that maybe they have ulterior motives. In our own lives, we need to be careful to make sure that when we're doing things that we kind of cull those ulterior motives and make sure that we're doing things for the right reasons, or we're no better than the corrupted experts. We need to keep purifying our reasons for doing what it is that we're doing so that we can actually be a benefit to those around us. Critique the experts. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to look at someone and say, now, are you sure? Be willing to kind of chase down and push on that soft spot. When you find that there's a place where someone is evasive, keep circling back until you get that answer, because that answer is going to be very important for you going forward. Or if you can't get an answer, make a mental note that this is an area with which they're evasive and go ahead and put that in the questioning category. You and I have to do the best we can with the information that we're given. And when experts give us sketchy information, we have to be willing to say that that's sketchy information. And we're not going to build our lifestyle policies on it. I love to go on cruises. I would have been on probably 3 cruises if cruising didn't require vaccination. I personally have made decisions about my health that I guess I don't need to tell you unless you ask me, right? Because health decisions are personal. But that just means at this time, if you want to read between the lines, I cannot go on a cruise ship. I'm not happy about that. And you know what? I go everywhere else that I want to go. I'll go on vacations, I'll go to crowded places, I'll go to concerts, I'll go to amusement parks, you name it, I'll go there. I'm really not afraid to do so. But I'm not going to build my life on public policy from somebody who clearly has other ideas. Critique the experts. Be willing to take whatever ball they throw at you, catch it in your glove, look it over, and throw it back if you need to, and make them catch it and give you more answers. That's the fun thing about critiquing the experts, is you have the right to do so. When you go to the doctor and they're going to perform a surgery on you, did you know that they have to convince you that the surgery is good for you and you have the right to consent or not? They actually have to have a consultation with you where they sit down and they say, this is what we plan on doing, this is how we're going to do it, this is how long we're going to do it. Do you consent to this surgery? Pros, cons, and you either say, no, not at this time, I want a second opinion, or yes, I can consent now to this surgery. I had a surgery on my wrist. I know that's how it works. It's how it works for small outpatient surgeries, and it's definitely how it operates for big surgeries. You and I need to hear what the experts have to say, and then we need to be willing to throw back at them questions that'll, more or less clear up what it is that we're still, can't quite understand about the circumstance, and certainly not build major public policy about how you and I are going to do our lives, like whether or not we're going to listen to Dr. Fauci over whether or not we can have Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas. He's never, and I mean this, he's never been a factor in whether or not my family was going to go to church or get together on a holiday. I really do feel sorry that he and his family didn't feel like they could get together, even though he felt that he could go to Washington Nationals baseball games in the summer, but he didn't feel that he should get together with his family on those holidays. That's kind of sad to me, but that's his call. But his call does not mean that it's going to make my call. That's all I'm saying. You be thinking about critiquing the experts in your life so that they don't take control of what you're trying to do and mess it up for you. You got one life to live. Live it for the Lord, for His glory. You be thinking on those things, and we'll see you next time.